Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to look at the box of fun. Yes, the box of fun, the box tank. Yes, of course, it is the SU-100Y, otherwise known as the box tank, because it just looks like a big box. Yes, a big box with a big gun. Now, this tank is a tier 6 Russian tank destroyer that is a very fun tank to play. It's been around like forever. It's always been a good tank and it's always been a fun tank. Of course, it does have that unique ammo where your normal rounds has the higher DPM, but your premium rounds has the sorry, not DPM, your higher rounds has the more penetration, and for God's sake, your normal rounds have the higher penetrations, but your premium round has the higher alpha. So of course you want to be shooting your premium round as much as possible, but the only thing with that, of course, it does have less penetration. So you've got to be mindful whether you want to shoot your normal or you want to shoot your premium, because you want to guarantee the pen. The DPM isn't special. It's actually quite poor for the tank, but yeah, it's a really fun tank to play. Like a tank that could do over 500 damage per shot. You are a tier 6, so you can actually wipe out quite a few tier 5s. If you come up against tier 5s, then yeah, you can really bully them. Now, the SU-100Y is for me one of the most frustrating tier 6 tanks, because it's one of those that has no armor. It has no armor whatsoever, but yet when I come up against it, if I'm playing against it and I shoot its front plate, like the front of its, like just the front, it bounces. And there's so many times it bounces and I just don't know why. You're looking at it like you're grey. It's grey as anything, not red. It's grey, but yet it just bounces all the freaking time. It is so annoying. And of course, when I'm driving the tank, everybody pens me, no problem whatsoever. Of course, if there is tanks that are low hit points, then just switch, like this guy right here, switch up to the HE and you will have, you should have high enough alpha to take them guys out, no matter where you are shooting them from. So yeah, it's a slow tank, doesn't have a turret, so be careful of your surroundings. Make sure that you do have cover. Now, there is one other thing about this tank that is very fun, and play in a platoon. If you play this tank in a platoon with 2 of you driving these tanks, honestly, give it a go, because that is more fun than most tier 6 tanks. Like if you're going to platoon in tier 6, these 2 tanks together, 2 of these are more fun than any other 2 tanks in tier 6. Trust me. As long as you focus fire, as long as you you don't both get wrecked very early on, if you sort of sit at the back and wait for your shots and go for the same targets, communicate with each other, then you will have a lot of fun in this tank, trust me. So how is this tank played? Now, as I've just said, it's not a sit at the front kind of tank, because it's a slow tank. By the time you get to the front, then most of your team or most of the enemy team are probably going to be dead. It's a very slow tank. It's a very tall tank, so it's not like you can even really get on a ridge. It is one of those tanks you get into position and you wait and you be patient. Of course, if there is no targets after a certain amount of time, then yeah, it might be best to change it up a bit, move positions and try to get in a better position. You don't have that many hit points, so use your hit points wisely and maybe start pushing a bit later on in the game. Once you've got the enemy down to low enough hit points, then maybe it is worth sort of making a move. But again, what you want to do what you don't want to do if you're going to make that move, make sure that you have some kind of cover, because the worst thing you could do in this tank is think that everything is okay and think, right, okay, enemy are down to low enough hit points, I can now make a move. So you start making a move and then you get circled. And if you're in the open, in the middle, there is not much you can do about a medium or a light tank coming around you. You've just got to face facts that you are going to get wrecked. And you've just got to stand there and absolutely do nothing. So always make sure you do have that cover. If you are in the middle of a map and you don't have the opportunity to get some cover behind rocks, buildings, then just find someone on your team that will sit close enough with you. So again, frustrating when you're driving it. The reload obviously is quite long, the DPM is short, so if you do miss your shots, then you might have to throw your phone out the window or your device out the window, because it is frustrating, just like we've done here. I mean, we've had one shot, we've bounced 2 shots, we've only had 1 shot penetrate, and we're now a 1 shot ourselves. So in that sense, it is a very frustrating tank. And on there, I go for the HE because he's low enough, and I only do 100 damage. So this game, RNG is not on my side, and that you're going to have that. You're going to have some games where RNG is on your side, and you're hitting shots that you should never hit in your life, and then there's other shots where you're like, oh my god, seriously, like it just really is very, very troll. Yeah, it's an enjoyable tank, definitely a tank that is worth having in your garage, because you can have a lot of fun. Trust me, it is one of those that you can have a lot of fun. And again, if you're playing it in a platoon with 2 of them, then you can actually go back to back to back to back to back to back wins. You can win multiple of battles, one after the other, as long as you play it right. Even if you are up against tier 7s, there are going to be some tanks that you will not be able to use the premium round, so you've just got to get over, you know, I'm not going to be able to do more damage, I would rather penetrate them. And again, that shot there against the SU-100Y is a pure, like, classic example. I freaking bounce it yet again. So yeah, very, very frustrating, but it also can be one of the most fun tanks. And at this point, yeah, we are going to push. We are a 1 shot, but it was a 3 versus 3. I needed to make a move. I didn't have any shots, and I managed to clear that guy. So we're on 2,000 damage. Again, not the best, but this SU-100Y, thank you very much. Nice, easy, and because of that, it is definitely now game over. If I wouldn't have took him out, then it might have changed the outcome of this game, because it is now a 2 versus 1. Again, I'm a 1 shot, probably a 2 shot to this Skoda, but here you can see, always look at their hit points, because this guy is on now 44. I'm just going to switch up to the HE because I should be able to clear him. But if there is a guy that is on around about 300, there's no point using your premium round, because you can do that much damage with your normal round. And again, you've got to always remember your normal round has more penetration. So if you are lower tier and you're coming up against those heavy tier 7s, you're probably not going to be able to penetrate them with premium rounds. You have to use normal rounds. There's a few tanks out there like that. There's not too many, but I like it, to be fair. I like the fact that it's different. And yeah, there's only a couple of tanks out there. So definitely a tank that is worth having in your garage. It does come for cheap, a couple of thousand gold, but it is well worth it. Hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye-bye. With